Hello and welcome to another mini course presented by the Center for Teaching Excellence. Today we're going to cover the basics of video editing in Adobe Premiere. Alright, the first thing we want to do is to make a new folder on our desktop. So I'm going to right click, select New Folder. I'm going to call this Video Test. Then what I want to do is take this piece of footage that I copied from my camera and pull it into that folder. Alright, now that I have that, I want to go to the Windows icon here. I want to scroll down until I find Premiere. Now, if you do not have Premiere on your machine, you can contact ITS for support. Once you're in Premiere, select File, New, Project. If you like shortcuts, that's Control plus Alt plus N. We need to give it a name. I'm going to call this Test. We need to choose a location. I'm going to browse to the folder that I created, so on my desktop, and then Video Test. Select Folder. This area here should be good by default, so don't worry about that. And then when we're done with these two little things up here, we can select OK. The interface may look a little overwhelming, but don't worry, it's quite easy. We'll take a look at each section next. Starting at the top left, we have Effect Controls. And Effect Controls is empty right now, but it'll allow us to edit things like position, opacity, scale, and other effects that we may add later on. Moving to the right, we have Program. Right now, you can see it says No Sequence. This is where we'll see the video we're editing. This will look like what we will get when we finish making our video. So if it looks good here, it's going to look good in your video file. Below Program, we have Timeline. And again, this is empty, but this is where we'll edit our video over time. It will also be a place where we can layer things like text and graphics. Last, we have an area that serves two major purposes. Right now, we can see that our project folder is empty, but this will be a library of everything in our project. And then if we click up here, we can see different effects. Now, we're not going to get into these right now, but later on it might be something handy. Let's import some footage and start editing. I'm going to select File, Import. I'm going to make sure that I'm on my folder that is on the desktop. I'm going to select my video that I'd like to import. Then I'm going to select Open. Now we can see that in our library we have the video that I've created. And if I drag this video onto the timeline, it's now available in our timeline as well as our program. I want you to notice that it also made another file over here. So this is actually our timeline file, so we have the actual .mp4 video file, and this is the file that we're editing right now. Another thing I'd like you to notice are the layers. We can see V1 for video 1, V2 for video 2, and V3 for video 3. Below that we have A1 for audio 1, A2 for audio 2, and A3 for audio 3. We can see by importing this footage we have one video file and one audio file. Over here we have our tools, and for right now we're just going to focus on two of them. We have our selection tool and our razor tool. And our razor tool will allow us to cut footage, and our selection tool will allow us to move footage. So if I click and drag, I'm moving my footage around, and if I click on my razor tool, I can go to my footage and cut it, go back to my selection tool, and now they're two separate pieces. Let's say I don't like this first piece for some reason. If I select it and then push the delete key, it removes that piece of footage. Let's pretend I'm at a stopping point. I put my footage here and it's been edited, and now I want to save. So I'm going to go to File, Save. Now keep in mind the file created here is a file only for Premiere. It's not a shareable video project yet. We'll take a look at that in the next section. Remember, if you need any help with Premiere or other classroom technologies, feel free to drop by the Center for Teaching Excellence.